Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we are back at it for another episode of Rap and Reason podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going on, man?
What's good, bro? Episode 54.
54, dog. Yeah, man. How's life, bro? It's been a lot of hip hop releases, dog. Have you had time to listen to anything or just, you know what I mean, breathe? Like, lots
Man,
happening.
I've been so busy, man, and we apologize in advance for missing a week, man. But you know, life hit. We both been extremely busy. We putting the finishing touches on our book, so y'all, man, be on the lookout for that. That is coming soon, man. I can say that we have we have enough content for a full book.
Yeah, yeah. And
we're moving stuff around and adding little stuff here and there, but the book is almost done. It's at 98% at this point.
And everything is falling right into plans, you know what I mean? So at this point, we craft, and I know a lot of y'all have hit me on the side. I know they probably hit you too, McCool, like just about the excitement for the book, man. So yes, I'm just happy to see it come out to the world. Like, we're just refining everything that we've done, but man, much love to everybody that's participated in the book, like for interviews or just like to get a 2 cents, bro. It's always been appreciated. You know what I mean? So
yes, sir, man. Everybody who's been involved with the creation of Raps of Resistance, we really appreciate it. Everybody from government officials, who we'll talk about soon. Y'all follow our page at Rap and Reason. We'll post that soon. Producers, artists, scholars, journalists, artists, yeah, everybody who's interviewed, YouTubers, everybody who's interviewed,
everybody,
and we appreciate it for sure. But I've been good, man. It's been a lot of music released to the point where it's like I haven't got to everything, but I have got to some things. But I'm happy, man. We did a lot of complaining. They must have heard us complain about how dry the year was on album releases, and everybody is putting their albums out, bro, back to back, man. Have you got a chance to listen to it? How you been?
Yo, everybody been cranking out stuff, bro, and like quality stuff. Like, there was quality stuff just the past 2 weeks, dog, that I've been tuning into. I missed a lot of it. One I missed that I'm gonna regrettably say is Raekwon's new album, bro. Like, I actually want to see the chef at work. I want to see the chef at work. Like, I want to see what he's cooking up, man. He a veteran. He one of those veterans in rap that I look forward to listening to. I missed a lot of my YNs too. I ain't gonna lie. I missed the Yeet. I missed the Suicide Boys. You know what I'm saying?
I missed all that. I missed that on purpose, but I didn't miss. But Raekwon, I got to get to Raekwon's album, man. And I hear it's hard. Sure. So from what I'm hearing, is dope. So that's one that we definitely have to check out. But I have not gotten to that yet. But we have gotten to some things, man. So one of which we'll talk about today. Freddie Gibbs dropped.
Yes, Alfredo 2.
Alfredo 2, produced fully by Alchemist. We will talk about that. We'll talk about, is hip hop in a good space today? And what is the state of hip hop at this very moment for 2025? We'll also do a throwback album review, man. We're gonna review that Bone Thugs East 1999 Eternal. We're gonna get to some Ohio, man. We're getting Ohio. Yeah. Yes, sir. And then we also gonna do Metro. Metro Boomin recently released a double disc project.
Yeah.
What's the name of it? Don't give me the line.
Man, a long one.
It's a long topic, but I'm gonna make sure we get it right. Yeah. Metro Boomin presents a Futuristic Summa.
There we go.
Right. So that is the name. We will also make sure that we review that album as well. So we got a lot of music to get to today, man. Let's kick it off. Freddie Gibbs.
Yes.
Gary, Indiana's own, the Midwest's own. Freddie Gibbs decided to link up with Alchemist once again for Alfredo 2. Before we get into Alfredo 2, what were your thoughts about Alfredo 1? Did you rock with it?
Oh, classic. Like, I think Alfredo 1 is a classic. I think that one is like Freddie. Really, like, I never have any doubts when it comes to Freddie, bro. Like, I have no doubts. I know he's going to come to rap. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
For me, it's all about, okay, which producer is he going to go with this round? And with him and Alchemist, bro, and they allude to it on this new album, but for some reason, not for some reason, I know the reason, but they just work. They just work. It's like really seamless, man. So I thought the first one was fire, and I think I was already anticipating, based on the last project, how this one would kind of sound, how much I would like it or even love it. So yeah, and once I heard it, we'll talk about it. I was, it really landed for me.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. I liked Alfredo one a lot. To me, Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist just works the same way that Larry June and Alchemist work. I think that
Exactly.
there's certain artists who just mesh with them, and I think it's the laid back sound. I
Hmm.
think that Freddie Gibbs just has that more laid back flow that just works well with Alchemist production. Alchemist really, I have to give him credit because he really produces around the vocals of an artist. He lets the artist's vocals really shine, and he kind of produces
Hmm.
around it. It sounds real cinematic.
Yeah.
His production. I never hear an Alchemist beat and hear him overpower the artist. Um,
Right.
it's always like right under where the artist is going. He kind of just he flows in with the artist well, and I think that this is a prime example of that, man. I really rock with Alfredo too. I think it was hard. I think that there are some standout songs for me for sure on here.
Hmm.
Um, Now I will say that the only critique negative that I have for this whole project as a whole, really, is that I think that some songs kind of sound similar. That's the only critique I can give for this. I think that there are some overlap of songs that I'm like, okay, this one kind of bleeds into the other one.
Hmm.
But I think that makes it a clean listen too. I think that at the same
Yeah.
time, it flows well. So like this is one
Hmm.
of those albums you could play straight through in the car without skipping it. So the same thing I give as a critique is also a positive, depending on how you look at it. But some of the standout for me, man, Lemon Pepper Steppers, hard.
Yeah.
One of probably my favorite song on here, Ensalada featuring Anderson .Paak, fire.
Hmm.
Gas Station Sushi, fire. Lavish Habits, hard record.
Yeah.
He sent some shots at everybody on there a little bit. I
Everybody,
know
man.
DJ Academics got it. I know Gunna got it. I know that yeah, he
Hmm.
definitely shooting on here. Um, but the lyrics just on point. Like he's rapping on here really well. A lot of slick lines. I also like Gold Feet. JID is still doing the JID thing. He has
Yeah.
not missed this year.
Yeah.
And he keeps jumping on tracks and going stupid. And this was no different.
Standout for me. That's a
Yeah,
standout feature for me.
yeah, that JID feature is crazy. I'm looking forward to his album. His album is dropping in a couple of days. So
Hmm.
next week you already know we'll be getting to that. God Does Like Ugly is JID's upcoming album that's dropping, so we'll make sure we review that. But his feature on here on extremely hard. So definitely check out Gold Feet. Those are some of my favorite ones. I actually like the intro as well. Um, but yeah, man, this is one of those ones for me. I think that it's it has everything that I'm looking for in the album. It's a smooth ride. Bars are there. Freddie's rapping at a high level on here. Um, yeah, man. There's not much negative I can say about it other than it's yeah. I think it's hard. What you think?
Yeah, nah. I mean, you hit it right on the head. I think, like, again, man, Alchemist, for someone of his style, sometimes you're right. It can kind of go over like people's vocals. It can kind of like overshadow the actual rapper who's rapping on it. Alchemist is such a nerd, bro. Like he knows how to like can like tweak
Mhm.
his sound and just work around the artist. He just knows how to truly collaborate. And you see it
Yeah.
with Larry June's work. So with this one, man, they two for two in my opinion. Him and Alchemist. Freddie Gibbs was rapping his everything off. You know what I'm saying on this record, bro? Like Lemon Pepper
Thanks.
Steppers, Mar-a-Lago, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling with Larry June, I wasn't like that crazy about Larry June's
And
verse, but I like the song. I still love her. I love that joint.
that was good.
And like you said, Gold Feet with JID, man. Yo, JID is, I mean, dog is on a run. This dude is on a run. Like just how he, and what I love about him is no matter the conditions, no matter the environment, he's always going to rap with his signature flow. And it
Absolutely.
always lands, bro. It always fits on records. Like these are more high tempo joints, like the one he had with Eminem not too long ago, man. Like he's phenomenal. And that collaboration, not surprisingly worked, but he's just not somebody I would expect on a Freddie Gibbs album, but or project. So yeah, man, and I love the closer, A Thousand Mountains, man.
That one
Like
was hard too.
I
Yeah.
think because these, it's a one producer. Of course, like things are going to sound similar. I actually think it's a somewhat of a strength in this situation, just
Mhm.
because it's so succinct. It flows so well from literally the intro to the outro. So for me, like I love that aspect, man. I actually wish more rappers work with singular producers more.
I
Some of
agree.
my favorite albums in the last what 20 years. I know I'm 28, but 20 years like have been one producer records like
Same.
with Nas's albums, you know what I'm saying? Recent albums with Hit Boy or Commons B. For some reason I've been going back to that a lot with him and Ye. But
Amazing.
yeah, so this is phenomenal project. One of my favorite mainstream projects or projects period for the whole year. So that's high praise considering what's recently dropped. You know what I mean? The last month or so. So yeah, man, it's dope.
And I would agree, man. I want to see more people go back to singular producers as well. And we just saw it with the Clips album, like them just locking in with a producer, a skilled producer. I think that a lot of times it comes out way more um, cohesive.
Yeah.
Think that the projects come out more cohesive when you're locked in with one person. A lot of times when you're just grabbing a cool beat over here, a cool beat over here,
Yeah.
and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think when you do it that way, it has to really be ordered well for
Yeah.
it to work. As opposed to when you're working with a singular producer, I think that they can kind of help you paint that picture, and this is a prime example of it. And like I said, Freddie Gibbs does not miss often. His last
Mm.
project I loved a lot. So to me, Freddie Gibbs is one of those artists for me that I he makes the type of music that I like.
Yeah.
So it's not often that I'm going to hear a Freddie Gibbs project and not be locked in. So this is one of those ones, and I'm trying to remember the name of the project that I'm referring. So you only die once is the one I'm thinking of.
Mm.
You Only Die Once was one of my favorite projects, as I stated on this pod last year. So Freddie Gibbs is coming back with another one, and yeah, man, I gotta salute him. I think Freddie Gibbs is very very consistent.
The rabbit, man. Always consistent. If you can count on anything, it's funny memes, a funny rap beef or like internet beef, and a dope album. That's what you can rely on when
And you know
get
what?
into it.
A lot of people reference it. It's so crazy how like if you're not on one platform, you miss certain stuff. I got off Twitter a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't really use it, so like I missed that. I don't know that side of Freddie Gibbs like how other people do. So I hear people reference how crazy
Yeah.
he is on Twitter, but I don't get on Twitter, so I don't really know. But I do see him beefing with people all the time. So I'm like,
He
okay,
used to be worse. Like he used to like when Twitter was in full swing, when Twitter was still Twitter,
yeah,
bro, reckless, man. Talking about girls is like, you know what I'm saying, bodies in front of, you know what I mean? Like just he was
wild.
wilding, wilding. You know what I mean?
Twitter was people don't realize that Twitter was the Wild Wild West. I know a lot of
For
people are all
sure.
sensitive and politically correct now, but Twitter was not that when Twitter first came around. Twitter was whatever's on my mind, I'm just posting it. That was the initial climate of Twitter. And I think that that's one reason why I don't really like when people dig up people's old tweets because I'm like, if it's past a certain timeline, I'm like, bro, that Twitter was that's what Twitter was. It was just
That's literally
whatever
what it
pops in my
was.
head, I'm just posting it. It wasn't, serious. It wasn't a serious platform. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It was
Right.
it was a very comedic, sarcastic, goofy place. So like, I don't know. Certain stuff when I see people like, oh, you tweeted this 15 years ago for people. I'm like, bro, you have no idea what Twitter was like back then.
You have no idea. Like Fab was a horrible culprit. He was a culprit in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He
All the
stirred up
rappers,
rap
all the
beef.
artists were.
Yeah, man, all these artists, bro. Tyler the Creator, I
Oh,
wasn't a fan of his because he'd be posting, oh, I farted, like, you know what I mean? Just weird being him, basically. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Being on some weird type of time. But that's what Twitter was for, bro. You let your thoughts run free. For
Yeah,
better or worse.
Twitter was one of those platforms, man. So I don't know necessarily that for Freddie Gibbs. I know Freddie
Mm.
Gibbs more so for the bars. You know what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
me, I've always gravitated to his music because of that. The only thing I would like to see Freddie Gibbs do now that I've seen him do it, but I'd like to see him do it more is I would like to hear more introspective type records from Freddie Gibbs. He gives you hints of it on tracks on this project and on his last. I think he did it the most that I've heard. On You Only Die Once, I got to hear a little bit more of his journey and him be a little more transparent and vulnerable on different tracks. I like him when he does that because he's so talented that it works well. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, man, I that's the only thing I think could take Freddie Gibbs really to the next level because he's not an artist where I feel like he needs a hit.
Nah, I think he's long past those days. I think he's past those days from his last whenever he was still rocking with Jeezy like heavy. I don't know if they beef now or what the situation was. I'm so far removed, but like back then I think they were searching for maybe a hit. At this
Yeah,
these days, especially with the climate of music and his fan base, I don't think he needs to chase one or needs one,
no,
to be honest. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not at all. When he has such a following, and today I think there are artists like him, like a Larry June,
Hmm.
who have built these brands and these large followings where they can tour, they say they sell a decent amount of records, like they're good, like
They're good. Yeah.
yeah, which I think is dope, man. So shout out Freddie Gibbs, man, and that brings us to another conversation that's going on with hip hop right now.
Mm.
As soon as this album dropped, people started comparing it immediately. Of course, that's what the internet does is they start comparing things, and they started comparing this project to the Clips recent release of this
Mm.
year. Let God sort them out. So then people
Why?
immediately started comparing Let God sort them out to Alfredo too, and saying which one is better. And people on the internet I saw having that, and on podcasts having different banner about which project is better. I even saw it on Joe Budden podcast. I heard him talking about it and them having a dialogue about which project was better.
Mm.
In your opinion, which one of these is more of a standout?
They're just so different, but I'm not gonna have that be the cop out. Like everybody's gonna say, "Oh, they're just so different." It's hard to compare them. I'll compare them. It's easy. Clips got the best album for me in the entire year. Like so, and it's because the stuff that they're talking about. Birds Don't Sing, bro,
That
is
song
gonna
alone
trump anybody's project alone, just because that song is so beautiful and what it means. You know what I'm saying? And for that to be the intro. Like a song that's typically, and we talked about it on the pod before, that's typically a song you put at the end of the album to start the album like that, and then the wave of just like amazing production, lyricism, features
has everything.
throughout the Clips album. It has everything you would want, and Pharrell is going crazy. Like that's the best Pharrell has been as a beat maker in a long time. So to have those like perfect things kind of come together for that tight of a project too, because it's a tight project. It's not overblown or oversaturated. There's not many moments where you're like, why is this on here? Is this on here for
Mm.
fluff? Or so with that being in mind, bro, like Clips for me is the better album, but that shouldn't take away from the fact that Alfredo 2 is a dope project either, though. But
Oh,
if I had to
absolutely.
pick between the two, oh, it's Clips easily for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to me, it's not really close. I think that they're both amazing projects, but I think one of them is more of a vibe. You know what I mean? Like Alfredo 2 is a
Yeah.
cool vibe project that you play in your whip, that's smooth, that you
Mm,
enjoy listening to. I think Let God Sort Them Out is something totally different. Like
yeah.
that is a piece of art, really. Like the way from the production, like you said, the lyricism, and then that first song alone, like it took the project to an entirely different stratosphere. I think that
Totally.
is you can't even it's apples and oranges at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that the Clips album is gonna go down as a hip hop classic, no questions asked. You know what I mean? And I think that it's gonna be remembered as such. And like I said, not to say the Alfredo series, Alfredo 1 and 2, they're like I said, fire, but like I said, what Clips did on there was special.
It was special, bro. And you know what I mean? Like I said, it's not to compare. Why is hip hop like this? I know why. Because you know what I mean? That's just the nature of MCing. That's the nature of just hip
Yeah,
hop
for sure.
culture. I get it, but like, bro, let people just like
Enjoy the
exist and
Be
enjoy it.
glad that we have a plethora of different rap. The sounds completely
Exactly.
different because Alfredo 2 sounds absolutely nothing like Let God
Totally
Sort Him Out.
different. Yeah, totally different. And that's the dope thing about it. Had Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist try to duplicate something else that's come out recently, I'd be like, nah, that's whack. You know what I mean? And Tyler's project, I know you weren't a fan of it. I like the project, but you know what I mean? It stands on its own as
It
something
does.
separate as well. You know what I mean? So the same thing. That we
And,
need all three. We need all of that.
and I think the better conversation is y'all why are the unks out here spanking y'all? Why are they making better music than the young? We've never seen that in hip hop.
We
I
never
think that
seen it.
I
Yeah.
think that is the bigger question is why are the rappers who are 40 plus so much better than the young people? Like we've never seen
Yeah.
it where the older generation is more critically acclaimed than the younger generation musically in hip hop. We've never
By a mile. By a
because when you
mile.
think about it, when you have the hip hop artists from the 80s who were able to
Mhm.
then translate over into the 90s when you have like the LL Cool J's, the Run DMCs, all of them. When the 90s artists came out, nobody was like, no, those Run DMCs better than them. Like it wasn't that
Nobody was
wasn't the
doing that.
conversation.
Nobody was doing
Um,
that. Yeah,
this right here,
it's
like
completely flipped.
it's
It's
flipped. Like we've like rappers that are 40 plus sound a lot better than everybody else, which is
yeah.
different.
And I even feel like, I mean, this is my perspective, but I feel like younger audiences are actually gravitating towards it now. Like
Towards the older music, I agree.
that was the one argument. I don't remember this beef. It was probably older than me. Like I probably wasn't born, but I remember watching like old VH1 and it would talk about like the rap beefs of the past or whatever. And KRS-One and Nelly, it was about that exact thing. A
Mhm.
new age audience and new age rappers aren't living up to the standards. And you know, KRS-One, his nickname is the teacher for a reason, right? Like he's a
Yeah.
real hip hop historian. That was the whole debate. Now, 25 years later or 30 years later, from that period, now we have a point in hip hop, like you said, where those older artists who would have been looked at as dinosaurs in the 90s and 80s, certainly, like, are now looked at as like the voices of hip hop culture now. Like, it's crazy.
Absolutely. It's completely flipped. And this is coming from the perspective of me being 31, you 28, right, Earl?
Yeah.
This is
Like, we're
coming from
still young,
this is
bro.
coming
Like,
from us who are the closer to the younger,
yeah.
like Malice is in his 50s.
Bro, and
Push is
out rapping
almost 50.
everybody.
Push
Yeah,
is
he's
almost
52. And
we're
Push is what,
we're closer
48?
to we're closer to the age of Lil Uzi and them than we are to pushing them.
Bro, me and Uzi might be the same age. I'm not listening to Uzi,
I
bro.
am the same
No.
age as Chance the Rapper, and
Yeah.
I'm younger than the baby. I'm probably maybe a year or two older
Mhm.
than Lil Baby. So this is what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
We're closer
Yeah.
to their generation than this, and we're saying y'all getting washed.
Y'all getting washed. Like this year, the year before, I would say ever since 2023, I've had in my mind, oh, okay, like we need the older MCs to save what's going on, which is crazy.
Which
Like
is
I would have
great.
never called for that in any other time, at least in my since I've been in love with hip hop, except for this moment. It's been a real shift, man.
But
That is
I think
phenomenal.
this the shift is the trend in it gravitating away from lyricism and substance and
Yeah.
just into let me make a catchy song. I think that we when you think about it, like in the 90s, like Nas was what 20 when Illmatic dropped, 19, 20.
19 or 20. Yep.
So where is the 20-year-old who's rapping at the level of Nas back then?
I can't
He's
think of
not
a
he
single
well,
one.
and he exists. He's just not famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that 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 is the problem.
Hmm.
Like we're like the young lyricists who are making amazing music, who are extremely gifted lyrically, are not
Yeah.
being escalated or elevated to a top spot. Instead, it's just the person who's making catchy music, and I think that
Exactly.
that's one of the biggest differences. So now that the rappers who was 20, 21 back then who were fire, they've even gotten better
Yeah.
now, and they 40, you know what I mean, 40, 45, and they're rapping at an elite level. And it's not to say that there aren't some younger, like of course Kendrick Cole and them, they in their 30s, you know what I mean? And yeah, and JID, I think he's probably early 30s, late 20s,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So I mean there are some, but it's kind of skewed right now.
I can't really think of many people in shoot, bro. I'm
In the
trying to think of like
mainstream,
in the mainstream in their
I'm gonna throw
20s really cooking.
I'm gonna throw G
Mm.
Herbo some. G Herbo's last project is good. I don't know if you checked it out.
Nah. I'm not a G Herbo fan
Yeah,
though.
it's called
Yeah.
Greatest Rapper Alive. It's got some heat on there.
Yeah.
He's rapping.
Mm.
I could tell he's making a conscious effort to put a little more attention into his lyrics. And then you got Benny the Butcher. You got all of them. Griselda. You got. I mean,
Yeah. They're all older
I
though.
don't know how old.
Yeah.
I feel like they're older though.
They're older. But I will say, like artists in their 20s, like that's the difference, right? Like I can rock with a lot of younger artists my age or younger. I can rock with their music, but I'm not saying to myself listening to them outside of like a club or like you know what I mean, a
Correct.
late night spot, saying to my or my car, saying, okay, like this is going to be the next generation that's going to elevate this thing. Like I can't really think of many names to be honest. And that's the sad part. And but I can say that for those that are in their 30s and 40s who've been in hip hop or around hip hop for 20 plus years. Like that's crazy to say or think about, but that's where we in hip hop right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's club music and hookah rap, and I think all of that has a place. There's always been that. There's always been club fun music, and we're gonna talk
right.
about some from a project that we're gonna review later. And I think there's a place for that music.
For
I
sure.
just think that there's always in hip hop been a group of young people who are lyrically talented who have been there since
Who
the
was the last young artist who at least was young at a given time? I mean, everyone's young, but at a certain point. But who was the last MC who you were like, yeah, yeah, like this is the one? Was it JID? Was it somebody before him, after? Like, what was the
The
last
last
one?
younger person who I was like, yo, he's the one and is like that and who reached mainstream success.
Yeah.
Um, maybe Corday.
Okay, yeah, that's valid. Corday's in his 20s, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, probably Corday. Corday is probably the last one where he reached the mainstream, and I was like, oh no, he's nice.
Yeah. Nah, that dang, that's a good one. I was gonna say someone even before him, but I think that's the best one. Like when I actually played his music to other people who weren't hip to him, they were like, hold on, who is
Yeah,
this? You know what I mean?
I think
Like
he's
that
the
was the
last
last
one that I
person.
found when they were young and was like, oh, he's nice. Or yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's probably the last one where I was like, is lyrically nice as like some of the other people.
Yeah.
Because even I think he's after JID. In fact,
Yeah.
I definitely found his stuff after JID.
Yeah. And I would say the last one for me who I was like, yo, hold on. Like, this could be a prodigy if like nurtured the right way. Like if his skills are in the or if he's in the right room or under the right artist or like executive, he could really blossom. And that was Joey Badass. I was a huge,
Yeah,
huge fan of 1999, his mixtape, his debut mixtape. I was like, yo, this dude, and he was
yeah.
as young of as
He's still in his
Nas, if
20s
not.
too. He's still pretty
Yeah.
young.
And I was like, man, like this guy could be special. And he turned out to be special in his
Yeah.
own way. You know what I mean? He's branched off and done other things, but I still tune in to Joey Badass when I can. But yeah, it's desolate, man. It's too
Yeah,
far few in
we need,
between.
and I think that it's. I'm gonna be honest, man. I got to put the onus on, and I see that Kendrick and J. Cole have both tried to do it. Um, but now that maybe that now that they're releasing projects less frequently, I think they
Hmm.
got to put that energy into some of their artists, man. It's time for them to do what Jay-Z and them did with putting people on, and really pushing those artists more, especially some younger ones
Yeah,
who are that 18, 19. Because I know of artists, they just never got a break. I find artists all the
yeah,
time online or through other people who
yeah.
are fire who just have not been able to break through the mainstream. So I think
Hmm.
I think that past crop of artists are gonna have to do it because A&R ain't even a real thing anymore. They just picking people who are already popular. Um,
Yeah,
and already have followings and signing them, as opposed to like artist development. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna have to be those artists who are gonna have to reach back and like go and find that 18-year-old who fire and put them on.
Yeah. Now I will say, if any of them are on, aside from AZ Chipe, if any of them are on like the GNX album, no. Like anybody outside of AZ Chipe, no. But like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I've seen Kendrick do it. I've seen J. Cole do it. Like he has a whole, you know what I mean? He has a whole record label. Like with Earth Gang. I think Earth Gang signed at like Dreamville, right? And
Yeah,
pretty
I think
big
they were. I'm not
artists.
sure if JID is still signed to Dreamville. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm not hip, but yeah, I can. You know what? I can always count on TDE artists to break through. I think Ray is dope.
Ray Vaughn is
Um,
one. Ray Vaughn is one
yeah,
who's fire. There's been a few of them who did TDE and J. Cole have pushed to the
yeah,
forefront that are dope. It's just they haven't been able to break mainstream yet. So I think it's hitting them with some hits, man.
yeah. I think so, man. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, man. Good conversation, but yeah, man, y'all the youngest, man, y'all gotta step it up, bro. Because the most talked about rappers right now are over 45.
which is crazy, and it's been like that, like really all year in my view. Yeah,
Yeah,
for the most part, like aside from like a Central C or something, Drake is
yeah.
basically 40. So when he dropped the album, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm about to say like even Kendrick and them are almost 40. Like Kendrick
Yeah.
Cole, like they're close to that age bracket.
And Wale is 40. So I'm listening. I'm looking forward to his album. Aside
Yep.
from JIG, like I'm looking forward to a Wale album. He's 40. Like it's crazy. It's
And
interesting
I
times in
think
hip
it's
hop
dope. I think it's dope to see hip hop age like this, where it's no longer
for
like, oh,
sure,
you got to be young to be popping. But I think we still need to make sure that that younger generation is that some of that talent is getting seen.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, because they're out here, and we'll do our best to shine a light on artists that we find too on this show.
Hmm.
For sure. All right, man. Let's see what else we got on the board to talk about today.
Yes, sir. Metro joint.
Metro Boomin dropped. Now, let me tell you, Boomin recently dropped a project, a double disc project called A Futuristic Summer.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing so many mixed reviews and conversations about this joint. And
Yeah.
I've seen some people who say I absolutely love it. And I've seen people on the opposite side saying I absolutely hate it. I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast the other day and they were clowning it and were just like, this is awful, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't even make it through it. And this is where I know that I think that there is a generational gap sonically too, with people. Because I'm gonna be honest, you might be shocked at this.
Mm.
I like this joint. I am be honest.
I'm astonished right now.
I know you are. I know you were expecting me to go
Yeah.
somewhere else with that, but
Mm.
I like it, bro. And let me tell you why I like it. I like it. Number one is just different, but two, it captures a sound that I really liked, an era that I really liked.
Mm.
The Young Dro T.I., that Atlanta era was my vibe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be that ain't I, all of that when it dropped. That whole
Yeah.
little era of music
Yeah.
in Atlanta, I really, really that Travis Porter, that
Mm.
whole all that. And I think that it was fire that he used those artists on here. It wasn't
Exactly.
like I'm gonna make that sound. It's like, no, I'm getting all of those old Atlanta artists from the 2000s and I'm making new songs with them.
Mm.
Now, do I love every track on here? No. But there are joints on here that it played at the right decibel level.
Like mute. It's
And
like,
the
no.
right this
Like,
is
nah.
crazy, man. The more we do
Yeah,
this
nah.
podcast, we switching places, man. I like this joint, man. I'm gonna be real. There's some songs on here I rock with. I saw the vision for what he was doing. I played it, and I bumped it in the car at loud levels to make sure. And I was like, no, some of these is hard. Like they want to have fun with Travis Porter and Young Dro hard. Young Dro, this is really a Young Dro album featuring other people because Young Dro is on a lot of this, and I like Young
Yeah.
Dro. I always thought Young Dro was somebody who should have kept making music.
Very
He's
underrated.
fire, yeah.
Yeah.
He can really rap. He has a unique sound.
Mm.
But I like they want to have fun. I rocked with.
Yep.
What the F going on? Rocked with it. Slide, rocked with it. Still turnt, rocked with it. Even believe it or not, take me through there. I liked it. I'm gonna be now. Maybe it's just my headspace. Maybe I just was outside. You know what I mean? Just have it been in that mode. But some of these hidden. Don't stop dancing on the second disc. I like. Yeah, man. There's just some joints on here that I even Drip Barbecue. I like. There's songs on here that I rock with. Now, like I said, do I rock with all of this? Absolutely not. But if you like that era of music, that early 2000s Atlanta sound, that white tee era music,
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be something on here you rock with. Now, Earl, you would typically be the one to advocate for these wild party, mindless music. You seem like you hate this.
This is trash. This is trash. I wish I was trolling, bro. It's really cheap.
Yo, we've been trading places, man. That's crazy.
This joint is cheeks, man.
You don't like this at all.
So I will say, so I'm slightly trolling.
I saw the
because,
vision for this, man.
So one thing I do like, I like this too, or the other side of this joint, the second version more. I like it more. I think it's
this too is better for sure.
Yeah, I just think it lands better for me. I think the beats are better. I think it's sequenced better. I also think the artist, it's almost like they got into a comfort zone by the second disc. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I rock with it more, and it's just better sounding music. The first disc, bro, it's all over the place, dog. Now
it's chaotic like the 2000s beats and production were.
That's what I was gonna
all
say.
the beats were made on Fruity Loops, which is what it's supposed to sound like.
So it remind and what I will give Metro kudos for. Number one, this is a mixtape, so I'm not judging in the same way as I
No,
would an album. So that's one. Two, this does give me, you know what I'm saying, nostalgia vibes, bro.
that's
Because
what
I
I'm
remember
saying.
downloading these mixtapes on Dat Piff or
That's
Hot
what
New
this
Hip Hop or
sounds like.
whatever, and it would be 30 dang songs on there. You only really like a strong seven of them,
That's
but
it.
they were hard, and one of them would even land on the radio, would be played in
And
teen clubs or whatever.
one of these is gonna hit.
Yeah, so it gave me that vibe, bro. It gave me the vibe that it was low quality hype music
That's what I'm saying.
that
You
landed.
can't you cannot go
You
into
know what
this judging this like a album.
I'm saying? Can't go into it. And it's fun. Like one of
That's
the
what I like
songs,
too. It's fun music.
they want to have fun with Travis Porter. And also the thing with it being like nostalgic is because of the features, bro. I haven't had heard Travis Porter since I was like in probably sixth grade, dog.
Bro,
Wow.
I haven't heard Young Dro and
Yeah.
Young Waka's on here. Like
Waka.
all of the features, bro. I was like, wow, they really took
Yeah.
all of the old Atlanta acts and was Roscoe
Wow,
Dash,
Roscoe
bro.
Dash, bro.
I,
Yeah, who else? I haven't heard Rocco in a
J
minute
Money, Two
either.
Chains on here.
Two Chains.
You got everybody,
Wow.
all of that era of Atlanta is on
Yeah.
here. Young LA is on
Young
here, bro.
LA is on here. And they got Lil Baby on here, which I could have did without. But I like the fact that everybody else is on here. Like that era, I
I
didn't.
liked
But
it,
here's
bro.
the thing. This is why I
I
didn't
like
land
the
for me.
concept.
Yeah.
I like how different. I like that they didn't try to make it sound modern. They said, no, we're gonna make a retro Atlanta sounding album.
This is why it didn't land for me though, is because I don't like I felt nostalgia, but this isn't a sound I ever revisit only because I just don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Oh, see, that's
if
why.
I grew up in the South, if maybe I was older
I
hearing a
was gonna
lot of
say,
this,
and you know what?
it'll be different.
I think that 3 year gap might be the difference here.
It could be.
I think that 3 year gap between us might be the difference here because I revisit this because in this era, I was at the team parties already. I was already
Mhm.
outside. I was already being able to experience this publicly, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, in some wild skating rinks. If you're from Chicago, you know we had no business in them. But shout out to the rink on 87, shout out Rich City Skate, all of that. We was in there. And I think that this brings me back. So some of those songs I do revisit. I go back to uh Roscoe Dash and them occasionally. I go back to Young Dro. I'll go back
Mhm.
to some of those records from then just out of nostalgia sense. Because I remember it brings me back to that point in time. You know what I mean? When you first was
Mhm.
dancing on a girl or whatever, your first that was the soundtrack for me for that
Yeah.
era. And I
You know
guess
what?
yep.
No, you know what's crazy? I feel like in some way or another, bro, I don't think I could give him kudos in any way other than this. That Leangelo Ball song, bro. I think in some way or another, dog, he put the idea in Metro's mind. I don't know how long he had been working on this. He probably worked on this before Leangelo Ball's record dropped. But swerving corners or whatever, bro, it kind of it's
In that corner.
not quite as reminiscent of this sound because I feel like his sound was more cash money. But like it kind of like I could see like where the ties of rap are kind of going. Like I love the idea, I love the concept. It's just I
I
love the this
even
two
the
more.
even the cover, bro.
The cover hard too.
I just like that he went all in with the idea. I don't like when people
Yeah.
have an idea and they half step. They like, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put a song or two in here that I throw back. Like, no, this whole project is gonna be that. I'm gonna put the old drops in there. I'm using the old
Yeah.
producers. I mean, like all of the retro stuff that I would have wanted from it. I thought it was cool. The ones on here that I like a lot. Now, do I
Yeah.
like the majority of it? No, but I think that the ones on here that I like, I'm gonna revisit because they're fun. And I think right now there's a lack of fun hip hop records.
Definitely. Definitely.
There is a lack of just straight up fun hip hop because even the artists who are kind of fun, the content is still kind of serious. Like it's either super violent or even the artists like I would say like Big X the Plug, prime
Mhm.
example of an artist who like sonically his music is fun. When you listen to the lyrics, it ain't really that fun. I mean, it's still kind of violent. You know what I mean? I think that this is like it gave me. I haven't gotten this type of music since like Race Rummin.
Yeah. Yeah. Since then,
But
bro.
it's just
And
like
yeah.
fun, lit. I'm outside. You know what I mean? That type of music.
Yeah, and I almost feel like what Tyler the Creator was trying to do on Don't Tap the Glass, Metros does it better, which is like, yo, we outside, bro. Just have fun, like let loose.
Tyler
Like,
did the
I mean,
rave glow stick version of it. You
he
know what
did that version,
I mean?
and that doesn't connect with
He
someone like
definitely
me
did
as
the.
much. I like it, but like I feel like the creative liberties that Metro took on this one, man, I give him kudos, even though I probably won't listen to 85% of these songs again. Like
To
I
be
love the
fair, I probably
concept.
won't either. But I'll take the 15%.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's if that 15% is hot enough for you or it brings that nostalgia, I think it's a difference and reason why it's so split. But if you ain't grow up in that mixtape era where people was downloading stuff from Dat Piff
If
and all these other
and if you
third
not
party joints, you won't get
LimeWire,
it.
if you
Yeah,
in that era, this is not going to resonate with you at all. So I get why people
yeah,
hate it because they like, what is this? It sounds. I can get why the younger
yeah.
generation is probably like, huh? I don't understand this. I completely get it.
Mhm.
But I also want to shout out Young Dro because he's rapping on this. I don't know if people are Young Dro is rapping really well on this project.
Like the rent do. Like he was going crazy.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
made me say like, yeah, Young Dro got to put out a project.
Yeah, I would love it, bro. I would want it to sound more contemporary, more modern, but like
Yeah,
that goes
would
without
like
saying.
I would
Yeah,
like it to sound more contemporary too. But Young
yeah.
Dro still got it on the rapping tip.
For sure. And he always had like one of these songs, what is it? Swag something, right? Like that's how I
Hmm.
got hip to it was Young Dro, man. But I feel like Young Dro is one of those slept on figures within Atlanta rap that just people just don't talk about. Like, and I don't get it. It's
I
like a
don't.
gap between Outkast and like Young Thug or something. I don't know why.
Yeah, they skip
Yeah.
everybody that's in between. They
Yeah.
and Young Dro is definitely in that. And I get why that a lot of people skip it because he took a big hiatus. I feel like
Huge hiatus.
he
Yeah.
disappeared for a minute. But like I remember when Shoulder Lean came out. Stupid.
That thing was on fire.
His
Yeah.
verse on there was stupid.
And him and T.I. are like, bro, they eye for talent is also understated. Like through Grand Hustle Music, like
Yep.
they got it too on that front. So yeah, man, this is the concept dope. It didn't land for me, but it landed for you. Either way, it's fun music. I think everyone should give a spin, give it a try. Yeah,
I swear we swapping, man. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was usually this type of project, I'd be the one to say this is trash. But we would like this, but we were reversed for Tyler. You like Tyler.
Literally,
I thought
yeah.
there's never a time in life I'm ever listening to that again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But all right. So we got a split decision. Y'all let us know, man. What do y'all think about this project, man? What did y'all think about the Metro project? Was it a hit? Was it a miss? Were you in the middle? Were there some songs you
Yeah.
rocked with? Let us know y'all thoughts on that one, man. What else we got? What else we got?
Man, we got a classic album to talk about, man. Bone Thugs and Harmony, 1999, Internal, right? Or Eternal.
Eternal, man. Bone Thugs and Harmony, legendary group out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Uh,
We have to review their uh standout album, East 1999, Eternal. It is actually the 20, is it 20 or 30? Maybe 30th
Might
anniversary.
be 30. When did that
30th,
come out? 1995?
995. So yeah,
30th.
yeah, we're talking about the 30th anniversary of East 1999 Eternal by Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. Dropped July 25th, 1995, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Um, before we get into it, man, what are your thoughts about Bone Thugs and just Bone Thugs and them sonically?
Man, I think I can say this because, like, obviously, like, at really the peak of their powers, I was either a baby or like, in this album, in this case, I wasn't even born. So I can only remember just growing up in Ohio. Like, those were kind of like, it was kind of like another sphere, another level. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up, Bow
Mhm.
Wow was like our hometown hero. You know what I mean? Because I grew up
Yeah.
in Columbus, Ohio. But Bone Thugs was always revered highly. And now looking back, now that I'm older and have a broader sense of like hip hop history, music, influence, who influenced who, and what led to what, right? I can say like this is one of the most influential groups. It may not be the best. They may not have the best discography overall, like over that long a stretch of time. But I can say like when it comes to influence, Bone Thugs and Harmony is one of the most influential rap groups we've ever seen. So,
Absolutely.
and I really love the creativity, how harmonious their sound is, despite, you know what I mean, their different members of style, tone, swag, like all that. They made it work, man. So I give kudos to Bone Thugs and Harmony, who are still like touring and doing everything. You know what I mean? So shout out to them.
And same here, bro. I gotta give I would say it's similar, man. Being from the Midwest, I think that there was definitely a gap. So I was born in 93, so I was what 2 when this dropped. But I think that there is a gap and I didn't grow up listening to this initially. I think because them Do or Die,
Yeah,
Chicago, even early Twister stuff. All of that was like uh, my older cousins. That was their generation of music. You know what I mean? They grew up listening to all of that. But because I was close with a lot of my cousins, a lot of times they really put me on that music when I was younger. So they put me on
mm,
Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had cousins who listened to it, who would play it around me, and I was like, "Oh no, they're hard." So I ended up digging into their music pretty early on. And this album specifically was one that I found and was like, "Yo, they are amazing! Like they are
yeah,
rapping at a crazy level, super lyrical." Melodic and still
yeah,
mixing the melodies and harmonies with the rapping. It was just something I had never heard before. So when I first discovered their music when I was younger, yeah, I instantly was like, "Yo, they are legendary." And I still to this day I always say I see the influence directly. Like I don't when I first heard Migos, I was like,
yeah.
they're doing a version of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like
Literally.
it was literally the exact same. They're rapping fast. They're doing a double time rap, but also implementing some flows and melodies in the background. It was like a newer version of that.
Yeah.
And I don't even think we get Amigos, even though I don't know if they would even count it their direct influence. But yeah, I hear it as clear as day.
Yeah, it's obvious, especially on this album. I mean, all Bone Thugs and Harmony's work is reminiscent of what the Migos inevitably became. They just come from a different region. That's only in
Yeah,
time. That's the only difference, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, bro. So, Bone Thugs is one of those groups that I feel like don't get the credit they deserve. People, when they talk about hip hop groups, we always talk about Outkast, we always talk about Tribe, but sometimes people leave out Bone Thugs, and I have no idea why. Because they sold a whole lot of records, they have
yeah,
massive hits.
massive.
They have a huge cult following. I've seen Bone Thugs live. I actually saw them in Indiana live with Ludacris.
Mhm.
Crazy show, like packed out, outdoor concert, lit. Like, so it's not like, yeah, they've had commercial success. So I don't know why they're often left out of those conversations. But to me, man, this project for me is a classic. This is one of those projects for me that it there I love 80% of it. Maybe nine,
Mhm.
maybe close to 90. Um, some of my favorite records on here, Crept and We Came is one I've always loved. Crossroads is
Come on.
like classic hip hop record, all in
Yeah,
all. It's one of those records that it is forever the get through something when I have a loss, I lose a loss, I lose a loved one. This is that record that people go to, and it's always been that.
yeah,
And it sparked a lot of those type of hip hop records to come out afterwards. But Crossroads is always one of those. Um, First of the month, classic record.
yeah,
Like this album has hip hop classic records on it. First of the month is another one of those. Mo Murder is another one on here I love. Maybe 80%. I probably love about good 80% of record. Mr. Bill Collector Fire. Yeah, man, this is just a project that I really love. I think sonically is super dark. Um, and I think that it works well, and I think it's really cohesive in that way, where they really have honed in on a unique sound. And I don't think anybody's been able to fully recapture it since then. But what were your
nah,
thoughts on this project?
nah. So yeah, I would. I don't know if I'll put it classic from my view, but again,
Mm.
like I got onto it way later. So I feel like if I lived in this area, if I got onto it maybe earlier, I would kind of feel that way. What's so interesting about Bone Thugs is like I feel like if you're not aware of the fact that they're from Ohio, a lot of people at this time, especially because they were signed by Eazy-E, a
Easy.
lot of people thought these were West Coast artists, which is always
Absolutely.
kind of interesting to me.
And the
But
way they
they
dressed and yeah, I can see
you know what
that.
I'm saying? And the sound, like the production is very West Coast-esque, you know what I'm saying? It's very dark, which I love though. Like looking back, man, or not looking back, looking at it fairly recently, you know what I'm saying? I would say like there's a lot of dope rapping on here, a lot of dope flows, like the bruh, just the diversity, the variety of sounds that they really capture and doing it in a melodic fashion, bro, is I've never seen anything like this when I first listened to it, and we definitely haven't seen a group like this since. Migos is the closest thing. They did it differently, right? Like they were
Yeah.
really like seeped into trap music, whereas these artists were doing Bone Thugs was doing it way different. But yeah, man, first of the month is a classic. And Bruh, why don't we ever give love to Tasha, bruh? Nobody talks about Tasha when we talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I know she was more prevalent on some of the other tracks that they had, but
Is she the
nobody
one
talks
on?
about her.
Is she the one on Thuggish Ruggish Bone?
Yes, bruh. Like,
And you
come
know, and she's
on.
singing on a lot of that track. But you know what? They never her name was never on any of the tracks. I never knew
I
her.
don't get it.
I
I
didn't
don't
know
get
her
it.
name was Tasha till you just said it.
Yeah, and we only know that because at the end of Thuggish Ruggish Bone, she like, Tasha, you know what I'm saying?
She
That's the
do say
only
that. I thought she
reason.
was shouting somebody out. I didn't know that was her name.
Nah. Yo, nobody talk about it, but like that to me it speaks about the diversity of sound, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is a multi-talented group who's lost members and still kept pace. You know what I'm saying? We don't even talk about that. So yeah, man, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Not only for Cleveland are they should they be heralded, obviously, right? Like half of my family's from East Cleveland, grew up around the same neighborhood or in the same neighborhood that they grew up. So I know they have a different perspective on this, but for hip hop itself, like as a whole, man, we gotta revere this group a lot more. I think give them some more credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
man.
deserve it.
And like I said, had massive hits. Like
Yeah,
they're not one of those. They were a crossover group. Like they crossed over. Like the
yeah,
Crossroads, this album specifically, um, they were able to cross over and really reach a mass audience and have a huge impact on hip hop. So I'm not sure why. Like I said, I'm not fully sure why they're overlooked in the fashion that they are. But I mean, to me, the fact that they can actually sing really, really well
yeah,
places them in another stratosphere for me because most people can rap or sing, but the fact that they actually sound great singing too,
yeah,
to me is just puts them on an entirely different level, man. And I think that there are if you've never heard Bone Thugs and Harmony, I think this is a good starting place. I would say check out Mo Murder, check out First of the Month, check out Crept and We Came. I think so some of those are the records that I would definitely recommend as a starting place if you've never heard the music. But extremely influential group, extremely talented. And yeah, man, I think that
yeah,
they've been extremely influential.
for sure. Yeah,
And yeah, this album went number one. I'm looking at it now. Like it's crazy that this album isn't spoken about more because this album went number one on the Billboard Hot 200 and on R&B and hip hop charts. Yeah,
yeah,
so this album is not it's not like this wasn't commercially successful.
for sure. And people don't talk about that. What's the album that I think it won him a Grammy? Not the album itself, but what's the song, yo? Is it I Try So Hard with
I tried.
Akon?
Yep.
Bro, nobody talks about like their longevity in that instance, right? Like, so they got many classics, man. Like, this is a group that again deserves more love, bro, because they really are transformative in music. And again, I don't think there's amigos. I don't think there's a lot of more melodic artists without their influence to an extent, right? Like they open so
No.
many pathways in hip hop. So yeah, man, they're dope. Super dope.
Super dope group, man. Highly recommend y'all check out Bone Thugs, man. If you're not hip, get hip. Legendary group, man. I don't know how you don't get this at classic level, man.
I think it got classic song. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like songs I skip just because it don't hit for me. Like, I'm trying to roll it up right now. It's a couple, bro. It's usually like some in the front. Like the introduction is hard. I'm nitpicky though. Like Eternal or East 1999, I can kind of go without. The end, I can kind of go without. But otherwise, I mean, all the music sounds good.
Yeah.
I understand. I can't argue with somebody who thinks it's a classic. Like it's hard for me to do that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but this is one of those ones. But yeah, I think sometimes it's also the era. Like I said, I discovered this only because I had older cousins. I'm not
yeah.
from the era where this album came out. I think it's just because I had family members who rocked with Bone Thugs music.
Mm.
I wouldn't have known about him either. So shout out my cousin Curtis and them who introduced me to it. I wouldn't have. I
And
never
you,
would have would have thought
yeah,
to the Bone Thugs.
and you know what's crazy? My pops is from East Cleveland, bro. Probably grew up around them, and he's never played Bone Thugs and Harmony a day in his life to me. Like, which is crazy. But I was listening to like Bob Marley and like of all people, Michael McDonald, which is really interesting. But and
Michael
Maxwell. Uh,
Maxwell is fire. Michael McDonald.
And the Doobie Brothers, man. Like he loved him, bro. Like he loved him, dog. Like I don't know why, man.
Is
Pops
you is your dad
man.
younger? Older. He
No,
gotta be
he's
older.
older. He's 64.
Oh, okay.
Dad, right? Yeah,
Okay.
you're 64.
That makes sense. My mom wasn't playing like my mom would play hip hop around me, but she was definitely more in her R&B bag than anything. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
neo souled out. You
Oh
feel me?
yeah. It's
Whole
hard
lot,
not to
whole
be.
lot, whole lot of Jill Scott, Erica Badu, whole lot of Lauryn Hill, whole lot like
Yeah.
yeah, all that whole era is,
That was the resurgence, man. Marsha Ambrosius. Like I'll
yeah,
put her in there.
yep,
Flowetry. You
poetry for
dig?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that Floetry man, we don't talk about Floetry enough. They have
We
some.
do not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Erica Badu got that new album dropping. I think that's gonna be good, man. Her and Alchemist is out here working. I gotta salute him. I ain't gonna lie,
That
bro.
man is
Good.
working, bro. He
He
did Two
cooking,
Chainz Larry June earlier this year. Now he did Freddie Gibbs, and he's doing Eric. I totally
and
forgot
he
about
did
that joint.
right. Yeah, he cooking.
Cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta shout out Alchemist, man. He out. They got him working, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh,
But yeah, man. We got anything else? Hidden hits?
Hitting hits.
Hidden hits, man. We got to get into some hidden hits. For those who do not know, new listeners, hidden hits is a time when we have to talk about songs that weren't hits that
Yeah.
should have been hits because they were that fire. So let's start off, man. I'm gonna jump into one, man. Benny the Butcher got a track called 77 Club.
Okay.
Fire.
Hmm.
Fire. Definitely got to throw that one into the mix. Let's see what else. I'm gonna go a track. This isn't new, but Isaiah Rashad, Free Lunch.
Free lunch. Classic. Classic for sure.
Another hard joint, man, that I've been listening to a lot this week. Um, let's see what else. What you got? What you got? Let me look. Let me do some
I
digging.
got a
What you got?
couple, man. So I was listening to IDK, dope artist, who I've been listening to for a while. He dropped a song, a single called Digital. I've been tuning into super dope. Jeru, if any of y'all remember Jeru, he had that record, man. I'm trying to think of the name, but LeBron played it like during his playoff run against Golden State a while ago. This is like 2016. I really got it. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, he dropped a
Mm,
new joint. Um, I think he's from Cleveland too. Jeru. What is the joint called? It's called Hearsay from his latest album that dropped last year. I was listening to Lupe Samurai. I was listening to Samurai
mm,
by Lupe Fiasco. I was listening to the whole album, but that record
fire.
itself is definitely one to tune into, man. So yeah, those are the ones that come to mind off top.
Man, you know what? Lupe Samurai was dope. I know did we review it? I think we reviewed it early in this podcast
Yeah,
when
we
we
did. That
started.
was one of the first joints we reviewed.
Yeah, man. But that one is aging really well.
It's
There's a couple
fire.
songs on there that I went back to not too long ago too, and fire. And you know what? In the spirit of Lupe, man, there's a couple Lupe songs I'm gonna give for people who are not as versed on Lupe Fiasco's music. Lupe Fiasco off of Food and Liquor, man. He had a joint called Real featuring Sarah Green. Fire.
Mm.
Definitely check that one out. And also, I would highly recommend Just Might Be Okay featuring Gemini by Lupe Fiasco as well.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Let me see if there's anything else. Do I have any other one that I need to put out? Think those are the main one. You know what song I went back to that is aging really well? Port Antonio by J.
Yeah.
Cole.
Hmm.
I went back to it. I was like, man, I forgot how good this song was.
Yeah. I may need to revisit it because I haven't revisited it since it dropped, to be honest.
No, just listen to it regular. Because a lot of times I think when it dropped, people were listening to it because they heard that he addressed the whole Kendrick
Yeah.
Drake stuff. But like, it's just a fire song in general.
Hmm.
When I went back to it, I was like, oh no, I forgot how good of a song this is.
That's
Um,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, man. Any artist who you looking forward to dropping?
Man, I would say Wale. I know he's been doing like this podcast run. It's so crazy seeing people pivot really from like traditional radio interviews to doing just a podcast circuit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But he's been doing one recently, and I'm looking forward to him. I know he's going to have some albums or some music come out. Hopefully, a new project. I would say JIDs. I'm looking forward to. I can always
Yeah,
look forward to some new JID. Man, and I'm looking forward to some surprises. I know that's like vague, but I'm looking for an artist to surprise me. I would say Chromacopia last year surprised me because I didn't know Tyler was going to drop, and I didn't think he was going to drop that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well,
So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to an artist to surprise me at this point, man. It's nearing the end of the year. I know a lot of artists going to start cranking out stuff before the Grammy deadline hits in November, I think, or whenever it is. But I'm hoping some magic happens in between then or before then.
Yeah, I need Cole to drop.
Yeah.
I think it's time. I think Cole, go ahead, surprise us, man. We know you've been cooking because you've been way too quiet. So just go ahead and drop some heat. I think it's time. Even if it's a little EP to lead up to the fall off, whatever you got, I want to hear what you got. I think Cole is what I'm really looking forward to dropping. Of course, JID. Thankfully, that's dropping in a couple of days, so we're gonna get to hear what that sounds like. I think JID is really one fire album from being in a different type of conversation. So, one more fire album.
Mm.
I think that if this album is a classic, I think we're gonna have to put JID in another category because yeah, he's been too consistent.
Mm.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think JID I'm looking forward to. I think those are the two main ones. I'm looking for Cole. I'm looking for JID, and if Hove want to bless us with something,
Always. That's always an open invitation for Hove to drop a record. You know what's crazy? I just thought of since you brought up JID, I don't know why, but Isaiah Rashad. Like I would love to
I
hear
would like
some
to hear
new
Isaac.
Isaiah Rashad. Um, yeah, because you brought up free lunch. But yeah, I would love to
Yeah,
hear him. I know he's been on a sabbatical, but nah, I need some new Isaiah Rashad for sure.
yeah. Also, man, I haven't checked it out yet. I don't know if you've listened. Currency dropped too. Currency dropped
Okay.
a joint called 730. I haven't checked it out yet, but definitely will have to give Currency a listen too. But yeah, man, those are the main ones I think I'm looking forward to hearing from. Wale too, like you said. I think Wale's joint might have some heat on it.
For sure, man. Yeah. So good music. Hopefully, man, they meet our wishes, bruh. Like drop
Yes,
some.
drop some, man. Hip hop's in a good place right now to me.
Yeah,
I
I
like the
think
energy
so.
right now. I like the energy right now. I think that it's looking up. Like I said, I want to see more of the young talent. I think that that'll really make hip hop even greater than what
Yeah.
it is. I think if we get some fire 18, 19, 20 year olds who can rap for real,
Yeah.
I think we'll be in an even better place because now then we have all the generations killing it.
No, for sure. Yeah, man. So
Yep.
we're
Yep.
gonna see how it plays out. But until next time, man.
Until next time, man, episode 54, man. Make sure y'all are following us, man, at Rap and Reason. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed already, make sure that you are subscribed. If you listen via audio platforms, Apple, Spotify listeners, make sure that you give us that 5-star rating, and we will make sure to show love. And also hit the comments, man. If there's something y'all want us
Yeah.
to review or talk about a topic, let us know, man, and we'll bring it on air. So, yeah, man. Until next time, man. Peace.
Peace.